We are here in the far southeast corner of Texas, here to check out Beaumont, Texas. Hey everyone, it's Scott Man, and welcome. Beaumont is a very big city with the oil industry, as we'll see later in the video. But I've always wanted to come over here just because it's only an hour and a half to the east of Houston, which of course is a city I've been to many times and even lived in for 4 years when I was a kid. But I've always wanted to come in here just to check it out. And so we're going to explore downtown. We'll get some lunch here, check out a couple of museums, especially with relation to the oil industry, and then we'll check out a wetland to conclude things. So let's explore the city. Beaumont was incorporated back in 1838 near the Texas Gulf Coast. This is where the Texas economy was put on the map after the discovery of oil over a century ago. Before that, Beaumont relied on farming, lumber, and the port industry, and later rice farming. However, in 1901, oil was discovered when oil gushed out at Spindletop Hill, and they realized that Beaumont was sitting on top of a very large oil field. The surrounding area is home to one of the larger concentrations of petrochemical refining and manufacturing complexes in all of the United States. So yeah, I'm walking around downtown, and the first thing I like to ask is, where the heck is everybody? It's like I definitely see some cars parked in the street and also in some of the parking areas, but it's like other than that, it's like I've not seen a single person walking around here. Which, yeah, it's kind of sad to see something like that. It's like, yeah, downtown Beaumont, it's like nothing really is going on. There is a restaurant I'm going to check out in a little bit that is supposed to be really popular, but not a single soul in sight. I don't know if it's because of the Sunday or just nobody comes to downtown anymore, but yeah, really sad to see this. Come over here just a little bit to the north of where Crockett Street is, and look at this. This is a very large fire hydrant with like Dalmatian colors. It wouldn't surprise me if that's the biggest fire hydrant in the entire world. That's wicked awesome, my friends. So yeah, at least here in Beaumont, there are some cool gems throughout the city. And then over to the right, that is the Fire Museum of Texas. So for what I read online, it's a free museum going into like the firefighting history here in Texas. It's a free museum you can check out. Unfortunately, for the day I'm here, it's a Sunday and it's closed on Sunday. So that's kind of a bummer, but that's all right. I think let's go get some food, and then there will be a couple museums we're going to check out here in Beaumont, which will be open. So let's go get some food. All right, so we're back over at Crockett Street, and this is where we started the video. Anyway, so I'm getting a little hungry, so a fantastic restaurant, which has some great reviews, which I saw online, is the Riverside Grille. So the Riverside Grille has some amazing food. You get all kinds of different food. You can even get like Gulf shrimp here too, which that even sounds pretty good. So I'm gonna head inside and get some food. Made inside, and look, there's people here. But this is a very popular spot to come in for food here in Beaumont. And they got all kinds of great food, Southern classics, and all kinds of great different meat dishes. But because we're so close to the Gulf of Mexico, I have to get some Gulf shrimp. So I got their Gulf shrimp, nicely battered and breaded, I should say too. I got a side of sweet potato casserole and also some green beans. Had the green beans, which were absolutely fantastic, but yeah, this sweet potato casserole looks really good. It's got sweet potato, even some pecans in it too. It's very sweet, tastes pretty much like candy. All right, so I'm gonna have some of the shrimp. Got a little bit of tartar sauce on here. This is breaded to perfection. The shrimp is amazing. Tastes nice and fresh. But yeah, love getting Gulf shrimp when I'm down here in the Gulf Coast. Fantastic. That was really good. fantastic Gulf shrimp. That sweet potato casserole and the green beans were phenomenal too. People in there were very friendly as well. But yeah, it's like, even though, yeah, downtown Beaumont, there's nothing really going on, but at Riverside Grille, it's worth coming to Beaumont just for Riverside Grille, because the food is phenomenal. All right, so coming up next, we're gonna check out a couple of museums here. One right here in downtown Beaumont is about to open up in a little bit, and then there's another museum that we'll check out south part of the city. So we just gotta head over that way. Just come over maybe about a couple blocks away from Crockett Street, and this is one of the museums you can check out here. They even have the art museum like right next door. We even were walking over here earlier. But this is the Texas Energy Museum. So as I was saying in my voiceover earlier in the video, this is huge with the oil and gas industry. Even going back to when they had a huge gush of oil come out from Spindletop Hill. So this goes into the history and the heritage of the oil and gas industry here in Texas. We don't really spend a whole lot of time in there, but it's only $5 and it's definitely worth a stop in. It's like many different exhibits about the oil industry, its history. They don't really go much into about Spindletop or anything like that, but the next place we're gonna go to will go a lot more into that. All right, so we're gonna leave downtown Beaumont. We're gonna head to the next museum, and it's gonna be about 10 minutes outside of town. So let's get out, let's get out of the downtown area. All right, so we have made it south of Beaumont, maybe about 10 minutes out of downtown, and we've made over to the Spindletop Boomtown Museum. So this is another cool museum you could check out here in Beaumont. This one goes more into the history of Spindletop and, of course, and how they discovered oil here back in 1901 as it came gushing out of the mound. So let's go check out the museum. Let's go back in time and imagine ourselves in the historic late 19th century village of Gladys City. It is around here where they discovered oil at Spindletop Hill, where it came gushing out back in 1901. Although a little fun fact, the Spanish back in the 16th century, as well as the local Native Americans, knew about the oil in the area well before 1901. But anyway, so this is a nice recreation of Gladys City with the classic Texas Boomtown. Just look at all these historic buildings. This is really fascinating. What a cool museum. So when visiting Beaumont, you definitely have to check out the Spindletop Gladys City Boomtown Museum. And yeah, so highly recommend it. But yeah, it's like when you come out of downtown Beaumont, there is a lot more going on here. So it's like when I was asking earlier, where the heck is everyone? It's like they're not really going to downtown for some reason, just not a whole lot going on. But if you get outside of downtown, you got this wonderful museum. And of course, you got a lot of activity over here, like different residences, and of course you got a huge oil and gas industry around the area too. So it's almost like they just don't really go into downtown or anything, which is kind of sad. It's like I'm kind of hoping that they revitalize the downtown area, like add some parks or some cool attractions, and even some new restaurants too. But a little fun fact too is that the original site of Spindletop is just a little bit to the south of here. We can drive about 5 miles that way and we'll go check it out. And just a few minutes south of the museum we were just at, this is Spindletop. So back here in January 1901, this is where a huge amount of oil came gushing out of Spindletop, and that's how they discovered that there's a huge amount of oil reserves over here. So that started the big oil boom over here in the Beaumont area, and it was one of the big kickstarters to the Texas oil and petroleum industry. So a piece of Texas history right here. So this is really cool. And in fact, I would not even have known about this park if I didn't go to this museum. So yeah, Beaumont's a pretty cool place, I have to say. It's like, even though downtown was a little underwhelming, not really a whole lot going on, felt like a ghost town, but it's like you just have to get out of the downtown area because there's some cool museums and of course this nice park. although there was a really good restaurant in downtown. However, before we conclude the video, there is a wetland we're going to check out because there are a lot of wetlands and marshlands all throughout the Texas Gulf Coast. So we're going to head over that way out of the city a little bit further, and let's head over there now. And last but not least, hey, wait a minute, where did the sun go? Oh well, it adds to the mood here. But anyway, so we are here at the Cattail Marsh Wetland. This is a beautiful wetland, around 900 acres in size. You got tons of different trails you can go on. Of course, you got this nice boardwalk here. This is a great place to look for some wildlife, do some birding, all kinds of different birds here in this wetland. And there's even alligators and even some venomous snakes too. So that's why they're warning you to stay on the path or on the trail, because otherwise you never know what you might come across. So let's go check out the area. What a beautiful wetland. So this is only a few miles to the southwest of downtown Beaumont, and I highly recommend checking it out. You can see a lot of cool wildlife. I didn't get to see any alligators here, but they're out there somewhere. But yeah, so the Cattail Marsh Wetland is located over near Tyrrell Park or Tyrell Park. I don't know how you pronounce that, so I apologize for any mispronunciations, but when in the Beaumont area, you definitely have to check out some of the outdoor attractions around here too. Because yeah, the Beaumont, Orange, and Port Arthur area of Southeast Texas is not just a bunch of oil. There's a lot of wetlands around in this part of the state. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video here in Beaumont, Texas. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button. Don't forget to click that subscribe button so that way you don't miss out on any future adventures. Well, thank you for watching, and this is Scott, or the Scott Man, signing out here from Beaumont, Texas.